somebody would make note of, realize that the KKK, are you supporting them? And he was doing it as a public service, but
James Morris estimated that there were at one point 100,000 members of the KKK in Iowa in the 1920s. Others have said that number was really kind of high. It might have been about half. But the Klan was quite popular. It was in response to social, economic, cultural changes, cultural disruption, immigration, people who were different, who were seen as suspicious, people who were seen as, un-American when all of them. Other questions?
I was a man from California becoming an expert on Iowa history.
Sheer good luck. I was a teacher in California, and I decided to go get a PhD. I got into the University of Kansas. They provided excellent support, and I had a great advisor. I did a book on Missouri. My first job was in Texas, Stephen F. Austin State University, down in deep East Texas. And after speaking of the Klan, I had moved to Texas, and a year after that, Klan had killed someone during an initiation ceremony, no more than 50 miles from where I lived. And as a Californian, Texas isn't always a great fit. But I did appreciate how much they had my students take American history, because plenty of historians have jobs in Texas thanks to that focus on American history. So, again, the word diplomacy. And then Iowa State was looking to hire someone to run their teacher education program here and also teach Iowa history. So they do two things, both to replace Dorothy Schwiener, who had been gone for 10 years and retired, and also someone to run the teacher education program. They had let both of those expire in order to more history majors and also to run history education. I was fortunate enough to get that job. I've been here since 2011 and hope to be here a long time. So, long story. The most dangerous question, the longest conversation in the world, as I learned when I was in China, is when one academic talks to another academic about something they have in common. Other questions before I think my bedtime.
Jeff, can you tell us some of the other books that you've written? And I think there's another one coming out. Is that correct?
I have started a book on the history of the world. A chapter or two into it. There's been no thorough history of Des Moines ever, so I get to be the first. My previous book in Missouri had a very long academic title. Don't try to write it down. A Store Almost in Sight: The Economic Transformation of Missouri from the Louisiana Purchase to the Civil War. You can see why I chose a shorter title.
Just read the title. Any other questions for Jeff this afternoon?
thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to. They're way too much by Zoom.
Well, I want to thank all of you for coming. I'm Jane from the library. For anyone who doesn't know that, we're very happy to sponsor your author talk today with the museum and the Historical Society. Jeff, you've made yourself part of Iowa history writing this book. We're really thrilled to have you to talk to us today. Another round for Jeff. So I'm going to invite you to have a cookie if you haven't had one so far, being here this afternoon. Thank you to Nancy Rogers for making cookies for us today. If you haven't been there, they're shaped like Iowa. We saved a couple for you. Sarah Roeder from the library is here with me this afternoon. Thanks for all your help getting ready for today. And thank you to the museum volunteers, the Historical Society. It's always nice to partner with you for the programs. We mentioned that this is part of a series of author talks this year for the library. This is the fourth one we've had. We have 2 or 3 more to go. One, we're waiting for the book to finish getting published, and I think you'll be happily surprised to know that Jefferson has a new author, and a couple others that are coming up. And so watch our Facebook page or the newspaper for those. I wanted to mention, I said this to you, Jeff, that one of my first, we've been talking a lot about whether Iowa history is still taught in our schools. And I don't remember having Iowa history in any of our classes, but I raided my mother's bookshelves years ago when I was learning to read, and I just wanted to get everything I could put my hands on. And one of my favorite books is Rogues and Heroes from Iowa's Amazing Past. Have any of you read this book? In the 9 years of reading about Iowa history and writing, to me, what's interesting about Iowa history or history in general is the people that make the history. And so I fell in love with Amelia Bremer and George Washington Carver, and reading about them and learning Kate Shelley. I do remember learning about Kate Shelley in school because that was close to us. I don't remember learning about George Gallup and Jordan Wilbur in school. And how many of the rest of you can think of 1 or 2 people that stand out that are Iowans that really people need to know more about? I'm sure your dad had the book in him. Yeah. So to me, it's the Iowans keeping that kids could learn a lot from today. I wanted to mention that there's a book display here if you want to learn more about Iowa history and the people of Iowa. We still keep some of those good oldies on the shelf at the library and new ones too. We're happy to add yours to our collection. You're welcome to come and check that out. And we do have one here as a drawing prize, a door prize for coming today. I hope you all had a chance to enter the drawing. Does anyone miss that? Did you miss that, Janie? You want to run back and fill it out real quick? Sarah, you want to bring one up? Anybody else? Okay. Last chance. I think you accomplished your goal, bringing Iowa history up to date.
Oh, good. Well, thank you.
I've read most of your book, and like I said before you started, it's just really interesting and full of facts, and I learned about people I didn't know about and things I didn't know about in Iowa history. So, okay. Will you do the honors, Jeff?
Make one person happy and 40 people die.
Okay. I know you all want to count this.
Dig deep into the bottom, that way no one can accuse me.
Drum roll.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
If you draw your own name, we'll know it.
I don't need it in the copy. Martha Monroe.
Thank you again for coming. Have a cookie. Stay and talk to Jeff. He said he'd stay till 5.